Just quickly, a couple of things I need to check with you. Meanwhile, on the ABC, Melbourne host Virginia Trioli, you won't believe this, Rowan, well, I think you probably will actually, was still repeating the fake news that I think we've probably talked about for days and days and days. Still yesterday repeating the fake news about 11,000 so-called scientists warning about global warming. Here she is, and catch the emoting.
I can just imagine the tear-stained piece of paper that those 11,000 scientists signed last week. You know, telling us that it's almost too late. You know, we are now in the era of catastrophic climate change.
Oh, Rowan, a tear-stained piece of paper and signed by 11.
Sorry, the tears are weeping down.
Tears
My
of
heart
laughter.
is bleeding listening to Miss Trioli. Oh, yes. I'm surprised anybody could read the 11,000 signatures because they were all flooded by the tears. But, of course, Andrew, as you pointed out and we pointed out on Outsiders, if you did bother to read those 11,000 signatures, they included Professor Mickey Mouse from the Mickey Mouse Institute for the Blind in Namibia.
Well, funny you should mention Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
No, funny you should mention Mickey Mouse, because I, Rowan, actually have film footage of Mickey Mouse signing this tear-stained paper. And I want to know why you still expect, how you can explain an ABC presenter still touting this discredited document, as we've just demonstrated in quotation, not 11,000 scientists, but 1,000 students, another 1,000 plus researchers, a zookeeper, a wolf expert, a dingo expert, a professor of theology, 50 psychologists, I mean, on and on and on. How does the ABC, an ABC presenter, still not know this?
Well, it's worse than that, Andrew, because as well as all the joke and stupid names, and I hope the big bad wolf expert got to speak to Mickey Mouse, and, you know, they could have done a cartoon together or something. But apart from the joke names and stupidity of that, the actual data within the document signed by the 11,000 people is just as much as fraudulent and faked up in many, many respects. For example, when they talk about insurance going up, they haven't adjusted insurance for GDP and other factors. When they talk about deforestation, there's a tiny little footnote that says, this doesn't include reforestation, when we know that the planet reforesting is actually greener than it was 30, 40 years ago.
NASA satellite pictures have demonstrated that the planet has in fact been getting greener over the last 2 decades. Maybe because of the whatever. Hey, listen, I've got to go, but I need to get you to endorse this nomination by me. So Richard Branson, boss of Virgin Airlines, quoted in the Sydney Morning Herald saying, Australia must stop selling coal overseas to China and must stop using coal in Australia, which would cost us about $50 billion a year in exports and destroy our power supply. Small matter. But then this same article goes on to say, Branson is in Australia to promote the launch of a partnership between Virgin Australia and the cruise liner Virgin Voyages. Planes that use jet fuel, a fossil fuel, and the ships, and I've checked, use diesel, a fossil fuel. So, can we agree that Branson is our global warming hypocrite of the week?
Not only hypocrite of the week, probably hypocrite of the last decade. This bloke probably has the biggest carbon footprint of anyone on the planet ever. He owns an airline, he owns fleets of... he's even trying to create a rocket tourism industry. Now, rockets, it ain't rocket science, but it is rocket science, Andrew. You can't fly rockets with solar panels and windmills. You can't do it. So this bloke is a mass hypocrite.
Pineapple gas will get you a long way.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, the hot air coming from this bloke would probably get him halfway to the moon at least. But
don't say that. I'm going to get kicked out of the Virgin. Anyway, look, I'm already having trouble with Qantas, but there you go. Rowan Dean, thank you so much indeed. Buy The Spectator, guys. Spectator Australia. This guy's the editor. Thank you so much for your time.